Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to make a very basic, delicious stir-fry dish which is literally made in minutes. If you love Asian food, you definitely don't want to miss this, so stick around and I'm getting right into it. So I'm starting with the marinade, which is made of a light soy sauce, baking powder and cornstarch. The baking powder helps the meat to tenderize, and the cornstarch puts a kind of layer around the meat, which gives it a very soft and velvety texture. I give everything a good stir and the marinade is done. Now onto the meat. I decided to go with beef today, but you can also do that dish with white meat such as chicken or pork. You can use fish and even tofu if you want to make it vegetarian or vegan. I got here an entrecôte, which is a similar cut as in ribeye and just perfect for stir-fry dishes. The way you cut the beef is very important. I cut the beef in a diagonal pattern to make the pieces larger. I also make the slices very thin, and at the same time I check in which direction the fibers are going, and I want to make sure that I cut against the fibers to prevent the beef from drying out when I fry it in the pan. Then the beef goes into the marinade for about 10 minutes, and I want to make sure that every piece of beef gets coated with the marinade, and the only way to do that is by hand, and if you don't want to get sticky hands, I advise you to wear some gloves. In the meantime, I prepare the sauce, which is a mix of oyster sauce, dark soy sauce and light soy sauce. To balance out the saltiness and the sweetness, I put in 1 teaspoon of white vinegar and 1 teaspoon of sugar. I finish up with some white pepper and black pepper and our sauce is done. So the vegetables I'm going to use for the stir-fry dish are red bell peppers, green peppers, mild pepperoni, spring onion, some garlic and 1 onion. Everything is going to be cut in about 1-inch cubes, which is around 2 centimeters. If you don't have a wok, it's best to use a really wide pan because you need a lot of room to move the meat and the vegetables around. And you want to make sure that the pan and the oil had been heated up pretty well before you put in the roughly chopped up garlic and the onions. I don't want the garlic and the onions to get burned, so I move them aside after 30 seconds or so to make some room for the beef. When the beef goes into the pan, you want to make sure you spread it out as fast as you can. What you don't want is clumped up beef. When that happens, it starts stewing and it loses its tenderness. Since the meat is coated with the marinade and the cornstarch, it might get a little sticky on the bottom of the pan, and I scrape that all off to get that sticky stuff, which is loaded with flavors, back into the mix. Since I cut the meat into very thin slices, the caramelization is going to happen very fast. And just before the meat is done, after about 1 minute, I add the vegetables. So I mix everything together and then I put in the sauce, and I want to make sure that every piece of beef and vegetable is coated with it. Do you see how glossy the beef is? I swear to you, it's so soft and tender, it melts on your tongue. So I toss it around a couple of times more, I shut off the heat, and then my dish is done. Well, that's it for today. If you like this recipe, please give it a thumbs up. If you are new to this channel and you like my content, I'd be happy if you support me by subscribing. And don't forget to click on the bell to not miss out on the next videos to come. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!